So thinking about that, thinking about manufacturers and the way that they look at, or owners of companies, our customers, and the way they look at their investments, about 1 out of every 6 or 7 of my deals is like the first time they've ever done financing, or first time they've ever financed anything this big, or they bought a house, right? But now they're buying a router that costs more than that house did. What are some common unmet expectations, like things that are kind of off? What are some mistakes that they can typically make, some misassumptions that they can make in that process that you've seen customers make that you'd like to warn future customers about?
Sure. Well, I'm going to start back a little bit further. So, as a salesman, when you go in to present your product to a customer, as a salesman, you'd be foolish not to take all the tools in your toolbox in to help close that transaction. So, presenting and making a customer know that financing is available and is part of, it's an integral part of every sale process. So whether the customer actually will say it or not to you, if you leave with a brochure or presenting your product, the customer's still going to go home or over the next period of time figure out, okay, how am I going to purchase it? So what's my next step? Most customers say, okay, they reach out to their bank and their bank says, oh, all right, send me all your financials. Send me your 2 years personal tax returns, 2 years corporate tax returns, balance sheet income statements for this year, bank statements. Hey, we got a blanket lien on all assets. A lot of customers go, whoa, whoa, whoa. Not, especially these small companies, they don't have an accounting person on hand, on staff. They don't have somebody that does up to the moment financials. So it can be quite intimidating for them to put all that information together and send it off to the bank. So as a tool that we provide, majority of the transactions we do are based on a one-page credit app, up to typically $500,000. So presenting that to a customer and saying, hey, we can get you something as competitive, if not more competitive than your own bank. And all you got to do is fill out a one-page credit app is a tool that most people don't use effectively or efficiently, that they should use more often. And again, a lot of times the customers say, no, 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 no. They just don't understand. They don't get, well, hey, I don't want to go to somebody. That's kind of, they're going to charge me too much. The
Sure.
reality is when that customer goes to his bank, that bank's has their deposit accounts. So basically they're loaning him his own money and charging him 4-5%.
Mm-hmm.
The bank has a blanket lien on all assets. The bank's typically, even on decent sized companies, going to require a personal guarantee. I would say 70% of our transactions on companies that have been around for 7 years or longer and have typically 15 or more employees, even smaller companies, we can do those on a corp only basis and be cheaper than their own bank. So talking to a salesman or talking to a customer, financing is an integral part. Make sure you take advantage of what tools are out there. And what we provide as a financing tool, not to toot my own horn, is a very useful tool for everybody, both salesman and customer.
Oh, I know it has been for us. We've been up against deals where we were slightly more expensive machine, 10% more, 5 to 10% more for sure. And your rates have come in, your monthly payment for the same 72 months actually comes in less than their competitive quote for the financing. So they're getting more machine for less money in the end. It's pretty impressive. We've had that happen a few times. It's been great.
Sure.